A very good afternoon to you. Let's take a look at the markets. Asian markets traded mixed today, with Hong Kong and China registering losses on the day. Like everybody else, investors are cautiously watching for the outcome of the US-China trade negotiations that are taking place in London. The Nikkei share average advanced by 0.32%. The Hang Seng Index lost 0.08%, while the Shanghai Composite Index declined by 0.44%. US markets ended on a more tepid note. This as investors closely monitored the talks taking place between US and Chinese officials in London on trade relations. This followed a call between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping last week, wherein they agreed that talks among their officials should get going as soon as possible. The Dow Jones Industrial Average ended the session flat. The S&P 500 registered a modest gain of 0.09%, while the Nasdaq Composite Index closed the session up 0.31%. Looking at local indicators, we see that the all-share index is up 0.33% at 96,706 index points, moving up nicely, maybe towards that 100,000 mark. And the rand is trading at 17.72 against the US dollar, 20.24 vis-a-vis the euro, 23.92 against the British pound. It's firmly firmed against that particular currency. Gold is trading at $3,335 an ounce, platinum at $1,214 an ounce, while Brent crude oil is trading at $67.27 a barrel. All right, let's get into conversation now with Trevor Garvin. He's the head of multi-manager at Ned Group. Thank you so much for joining us, Trevor. So all eyes are on the trade talks between the US and China. And of course, there's a lot riding on it. Are you optimistic about the outcome?
Hi, good afternoon to everybody. Thanks for having me. I think in short, yes, I would summarize myself as being optimistic. I think if we go back perhaps a step and just remember where the starting point was. So it kicked off all in April of this year when President Trump announced his tariffs. And at that stage, we were sitting at 145% tariffs on Chinese imports. And China then reciprocated and made 125% tariffs on the US. So that's really the reasons of why they're meeting today. In terms of their meetings, it's the second day of the discussions. They started yesterday and carrying on today. And I think one of the key things under topic or debate is China's allowance of what they call rare earth minerals to the US. And this is a range of minerals that the US needs for production of high-tech type of goods and services. And specifically, we're looking at things like microchips, solar panels, etc. So it's really vital for the US to get these imports coming from China. And with these tariffs, China had put controls on the amount that they were willing to export to the US. So yes, I really hope that it lands up with a good conclusion. I think it will be great for global economic growth. And the markets are watching closely to see what the outcome is later today.
Indeed. So looking at our local market, it's looking very impressive, over 96,000, well, closer to 97,000 index points. And of course, the resources counters have been doing quite well, particularly platinum, surprising on the upside. What are some of the drivers there, do you think?
Yes, I mean, we see platinum's really risen sharply. I think it's been up every day for the last 6 days or so. And just today, and you mentioned $1,214 an ounce, it is at a new 4-year high. So yes, certainly platinum has been going up. I think what's been driving it is a few things. I think there's quite a limited or tight supply of platinum. We have many of the big and largest platinum producers here in South Africa. And if we go and look at some of the main platinum stocks, we have Amplats, Implats, Sibanye, and Northern Platinum. And if we go and look at their share price performance over the last week or so, they're all up between 8 and 12% approximately in the last few weeks. So strong performance coming through from these platinum stocks. I also think the platinum price is up 36% year to date, actually outperforming gold, that is up 24%. So platinum's really been the star performer. And with limited supply and increasing demand, we know platinum is heavily used for catalytic converters in the automobile industry. And so we have high demand, limited supply, pushing the price up. And particularly if these China-US trade talks end well, we'll see probably the price even going higher based on higher economic growth forecasts, which will increase the demand further for platinum.
All right, Trevor. Seems as though we only have a minute left, but I think I'll leave it there. So thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Trevor Garvin. He's the head of multi-manager at Ned Group Investments.